Hello, hello, hello. So we're looking at EGIL General Beatrix. EGIL? Is that? I don't know. CBBE 2K. Okay, so this outfit, I'll show you the size in a minute. This is brought to us by Gluptino, but all credit goes to EGIL VAR, EGIL VAR, for creating this outfit, and Highway B 4996 for the CBBE version, okay? So you can look at the pictures here, and it looks like it would be an interesting outfit, you know, if you're looking for something a little sexy, but not too crazy, right? So, you know, it's something. Let's go look at the size of this. Hold on. I have to do this differently. I'm sorry. I wish we didn't have to do this way. Here it is, though. It's about, we'll say it's 55 megabytes, even though it's not. Now, you'll notice that even though I'm using CBBE for this show, I still have some things like this that are not CBBE. Don't worry about it. She's not going to be wearing any of that. She's just going to show you this outfit, all right? Because that's all that really matters in this case. So let's hop into the game and we'll craft this and check it out like we normally do. All right, so we're here on the forge where you're supposed to be able to create this. I looked in the steel section, and you'll notice here that we have General Beatrix gauntlets, heavy, light. We're probably not going to see a lot of difference in these, but let's go ahead and take a look at them anyway. The legging looks like fur armor, but that's okay. It's probably going to look correct in the game. Here we have the heavy sabatons and the light ones. We have the visor. I think this is like the eye patch idea. We have a headband. Both of them show like an eye patch or something kind of weird. I don't care. This is Save the Queen. And this is Save the Queen. I imagine one is two-handed. Okay, so that's everything I see for this. And that's all I really expected to find. So let's take a moment. Now I am using a CBBE body and texture. Even if you're not familiar with that one, it's okay. Let's roll back up to General. General, yay. Let's look at the heavy. This is the gauntlets. We'll do the headband for a minute, even though I'm not really. Now the leggings aren't going to look right till we get the rest of this on. Let's do the sabatons. And that's the visor. Wait just a minute. We're missing a chest piece, aren't we? Did I not make it? Okay, hold on. Okay, so the coat is here in leather, heavy and light. They probably should have explained that in the mod. Maybe in their description they did. I did not see it, but I didn't look that closely. So let's see if that fixes all this up, okay? Well, we're running all over the place. Okay. So let's go back up to the coat. Let's do heavy since we're doing heavy. All right, so this is the heavy appearance that you're looking for. Hey, the heels are not sinking into the ground. Do you see that? I want you to notice that. We're going to try walking. The heels are not sinking into the ground. Okay. Now, I am using a version of XP32 that has the little catwalk. If you don't use that, you might have less clipping on the legs here in the back. But it has its own advantages and disadvantages. Now, CBBE on the Xbox doesn't usually have much in the jiggle factor, so I'm not seeing anything here. If you're looking for that, just wanted to mention that to you. That clipping is not very good. I may have to swap out to a different XP32 and let you see how that looks, okay? So first, though, let's look over here. Well, I misclicked. There we go. Let's see how the weight looks. Okay, so the weight modifier does work. The weight slider, it does make a difference. You can go pretty thin up to pretty big. Now, if we go pretty thin, let's just take a look. I want to see the difference that it makes. It makes a little difference, and it does add a little bit or take away from some of the clipping, maybe. Maybe. So it does give you a little something else. So, all right. Just trying to give you an idea of what it looks like. Now, let's see. Then if you go in the middle, see what you think of that. Again, now I'm not running her. If you run her, there's definitely going to be clipping. These skirts or long things like that, there's always going to be clipping on the Xbox unless they add something to make that not happen, okay? I've seen weird ways of handling that. Some work better than others. So I'm going to put her weight back at max. And again, if you walk slowly, there's not as much clipping, but you're going to see when her weight is maxed, I admit the clipping is more. That's just the way it is. And if you run, you're going to get clipping. Overall, though, pretty good job. Now, my light is a little too bright, so we may tone that down a little bit, but I think overall this looks good. Give me just a minute. I want to see about doing the different XP32 and see if that does us any better. All right, so we're back here. Now, I did adjust my brightness just a little bit to tone down the brightness of some of these items, but they're still pretty bright. Now, I changed the walk animation for her, and if you'll notice, you're still going to get some clipping if you're running. You're still going to get some clipping regardless. And that's just the way it is on the Xbox, so I don't think I can reduce that clipping even though I changed her walk animation. I changed it to be more like the Victoria's high heel walk thing. So now what I may do is go ahead and try one more test. This is let me show you what I'm using so that you can see what I'm referring to, since it's not helpful to you to not show you. So I'm testing with this XP32 and with this walk animation. Now, what I'm going to do instead now is I'm going to turn these off, these two, and I'm just going to turn this one on. See if that makes any difference. I don't think it will. This one claims to support BBP, but I've never actually seen BBP work with this one. So, we'll see what we get. Be right back. All right, so we're back. Now, I want you to see that using this combination, there's still some clipping, but the clipping is a lot less because I'm using a less exaggerated form of walking, right? More keeping with the vanilla walking, and you'll see there's still no BBP activity, which I don't care. Doesn't have to be there. It's just something to be aware of. So, but you'll notice there's a lot less clipping. So I think that makes this a lot more viable for you if you don't want clipping. So I'm going to show you this mod again, and I'm going to show you what mods we're using for it. Now, when you're running, there's still going to be clipping. Now, let's see if we can improve this since we didn't do that part. Yes, we can improve it. We've got on all the heavy stuff right now. We're going to put on the light stuff in a minute. But I just want to make sure that we can improve all of this. We're supposed to be able to improve it, able to enchant it, all that stuff. And you can choose whichever headband you like. One is shinier than the other. There's not a lot of difference. That one looks more like a bandage. This looks more like a choice. Let me show you. This looks more like a choice. See that? Now this one, let me show you the other one. Dun-da-da, headband, heavy. It looks more like a bandage or something. So it's up to you. I prefer the shiny one or neither. That's just me. I really prefer neither. But if I was going to use one, it would be the visor one, which is bright and shiny. I probably wouldn't use either. Let me see. I think the outfit looks great without that. So, but you know, you suit yourself. And like I said, the shiny one is pretty good looking. Now let's put on the light version of this and make sure that it looks the same. I don't think you're going to see any difference. Right, I don't see. Let me look around here. I don't see any difference. Oh, I've got the headband on. Let's put the shiny one on. I prefer it. All right. So I don't think you're going to see any drastic difference here. One's heavy, one's light, but it's just armor preference. The walking looks basically the same. So, okay, I think that's fine. You know, on some of these things, you might prefer to go a different route than what I've been doing in the past, and I'll try to show some of that in the future. But here, overall, I think this is a good mod. It's upgradable. Let's check and see if we can enchant a few items. I'm not going to do every item, but let's enchant some of them at least. Oh, I forgot to show you Save the Queen. We need the sword. Hold on a second. This ensemble is not complete without Save the Queen. Hold on. Now, this is a two-handed sword. I think it looks pretty good. Let's go first person for a second. It looks, now here, this looks cartoony, doesn't it? It does kind of look cartoony. And it's not the fastest sword in the world. And you get the same motion as always. But it's not bad. Just want to give you an idea of what it's going to look like. Okay, so that's what it's going to look like on your back. What's this one then? That one, this is one-handed. Oh, this is the one-handed version. Okay. So then you go, wow. Again, look at it. Very similar. Kind of toony. But I'm not opposed. Her scabbard is hanging off her hip. Oh, it's not even attached there. Now that looks better. Anyway, pretty big. Looks good though. I don't think it interferes with the walking around business or running really. Nah, it's okay. It's all right. I think that's fine. Okay, so let's make sure we can enchant these things. Since I'm all over the place, and I usually do this in a different order, but I wanted to see what would produce the least clipping for you. So if you're interested in this, you would know a way to produce less clipping, okay? That's probably the best way I can say that. So let's just make sure we can absorb some health. Yes, we can. Technically two different swords. I know it's really just two versions of the same sword. Looks good. Let's see if we can enchant our outfit. We'll do the heavy. Okay, let's scroll down to the, yeah, okay. That's enchantable. That's good. Let's go down to the light gauntlets. We're just going to switch back and forth. And let's do archery. Yep. As long as we can enchant everything, let's do the heavy headband. We'll do barter. Okay. It took that. Let's do the light legging. Seems to work. We'll do the heavy sabatons. And we'll do carry weight. Okay, nice. Let's do the light version of the visor. I think that'll be fine. Just to prove that these can be enchanted. So they can be enchanted. So I think all that's very good. So now let's hop out. Let me show you what I've got in the load order. We'll look at this mod again, and we'll look at the two mods that are where I'm trying to reduce the clipping, okay? All right, be right back. All right, so first, the mod we're looking at, it is a CBBE mod, right? And that's this EGIL. And let's see, who did this? All credit goes to EGIL. It's EGIL. General Beatrix CBBE. This is a 2K version. It's about 55 megabytes. That's the mod we're looking at. You can see what it features there, and it has the two different swords and everything. Okay, so let's scroll down to to here. Here's what I'm using to cut down on the clipping. I'm using this XP32 because it doesn't have the walk in it, the other walk. It doesn't have this walk or the walk that one has. So I'm using this version, and I'm using this walk and run standalone that allows you to run facing the camera so that you can get a good look and see what's going on, okay? All right, so that's the two things that I'm using to try to make the clipping better. All right, thanks for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day, and I will catch you later.